The original Razer Deathadder was introduced over 14 years ago, way back in 2006, which in terms of computers and technology is like an eternity. It's crazy. But that mouse went on to become one of the most popular and well-known ever. Now today in 2020, we have the V2. It's an updated and upgraded version of that same mouse, but it includes all of Razer's updated, latest and greatest cutting edge technology, and it's packaged into this nice little lightweight design that still has those legendary Deathadder curves, and it comes at an MSRP of about $69 US. But the question is all that gonna be enough to compete in 2020 now that gamers have pretty much infinite options to choose from when it comes to gaming mice? Let's find out. The Deathadder V2 is designed for right-handed users, and it's actually pretty big by today's standards. It measures about 127 millimeters long, 62 millimeters wide, and 43 millimeters high, and the weight's about 82 grams, excluding the cable. The mouse actually feels huge to me, and I think that's because of the deep and aggressive curves, and also those big flare-outs on the front and the back. When palm gripping, it fits my medium-sized hands perfectly, and it's probably the most comfortable mouse that I've ever gripped this way. But when I switch it up to a fingertip or a claw grip style, which is actually my preferred grip style, it's not quite as good. It's still okay, but what happens is my pinky finger doesn't really have a good spot to rest, and it kind of gets a little bit uncomfortable after a while, I find. And I think that's because of the ultra wide flare out at the back. But again, it's a combination of things. It's the size of my hands and that particular grip style. So I think if you have larger hands, any way you grip this mouse is going to be perfectly fine. But if you have smaller hands, it's probably a bit better suited to a palm grip style than a claw grip style. So just keep that in mind when you're considering the Deathadder V2. The primary left and right click buttons have that legendary Deathadder deep curvature that keeps your fingers locked in a position right where they need to be. And that's one of those defining features that makes the Deathadder what it is. It's what makes it so unique and so awesome. And beneath those buttons, we have Razer's Optical Mouse Switches that use ultra fast and ultra responsive infrared light beams to register clicks. Sandwiched between the two left and right click buttons is a nice wide and grip textured scroll wheel, and it does produce some tactile feedback when you roll it, and if you press down on it, it also works as a button. And just behind that, there's two more programmable buttons right on the top of the mouse. The left side features two massive thumb buttons, and this is actually my favorite part of this entire mouse. And I know that probably sounds weird because every gaming mouse has some kind of side buttons these days, but I think Razer absolutely nailed the size and positioning of these two buttons. They're the easiest to press and most comfortable that I've ever used on any gaming mouse ever. Both sides include a rubberized grip textured surface, but it doesn't feel quite as grippy as the one on my Razer Viper Ultimate, but I have a feeling that's just because of my grip style and again, those medium-sized hands and just the larger body of the Deathadder. It's just the way that it is. Underneath, there's two large 100% PTFE feet and the Razer Focus Plus 20,000 DPI optical gaming sensor, which by the way is over 10 times the resolution of the original Razer Deathadder, and in my opinion, complete overkill. If you game at 20,000 DPI, I want you to leave us a comment and tell us what that's like, or better yet, leave us a link to a video and show us what it's like. It's a wired mouse, and Razer gave us their SpeedFlex cable that's pretty flexible and helps reduce drag across your desk, and it's 2.1 meters or 7 feet long, so you have quite a bit of reach. The logo and both sides of the scroll wheel have Razer's Chroma RGB backlighting with 16.8 million customizable color options and some pre-programmed effects that you can select using their Synapse software. And of course, you have the option to customize your own lighting effects if you really want to get that detailed. As far as gaming performance goes, it really lives up to the Deathadder name. It's accurate, it's reliable, and it's easy to use. I tested it with a Corsair MM300 cloth gaming surface, and it just tracked flawlessly across that surface, as you might expect from a sensor in this class. So I guess at the end of the day, the bottom line is I really have no excuse for that bad gaming footage that I showed you at the beginning of this video. Razer's been continuously innovating and pushing the limits with gaming mouse design and technology, and the Deathadder V2 is just the latest example of that. It's ergonomic, lightweight, packed with features, and it works well with both palm and claw grip styles, depending on your hand size, I guess. So I mean, it can't be easy to be the successor to such a popular and well-known gaming mouse, but the V2 manages to pull it off, and it does so at a fairly reasonable price point of just under $70 US at the time of this recording. So I guess the question here is it gonna stick around for another 14 years before Razer finally decides to replace it? I'm not sure, but I guess time will tell. The purchasing links are gonna be down in the description. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and we'll see you later.